to the show. BeerMoneyPolling.com. We're live on YouTube.
Yeah,
Let's do this.
we're going now.
We're going now.
We're live.
Do it.
Welcome, polling fans, to Let's Grow Polling. Jason Schultz is in the house with us. I'm Ryan Zolik. Brandon Johnson, our unofficial official mascot.
Jumpy, the dog.
So
Hi,
the gang's
Jumpy.
all here.
Yeah, we're excited to be back. I'm happy.
Beautiful fall weather. Yeah, you're yelling at us, so
I do. When I'm watching the show from the football games, I'm like, I always tell Brandon, talk in the microphone. So it works out good. No, really excited, guys. Had a great weekend at the Redneck Rally. The truck classes were represented well. A little light in the tractor classes. I knew that was going to happen with the harvest.
Especially with the weather we've had. And then
Brett and I counted between our text messages. We had 30 text messages from Light Pro and Limited Prolers from Nebraska to Virginia that wanted to be there. But just, it's been so wet, and they finally had 4 or 5 dry days.
They really can't give up a day of harvest at all.
As wet as it's been. So it was good to go. So we're happy to go. We had 9 4-1s, 6 Light Pros, a Light Pro. We had 2 Light Pros and 2 Limited Pros win in the top 4 of the shootout of that class. That was good. Colin Burkholtz won the Light Pro shootout, Light Pro Limited Pro shootout. Brandon put some great pictures of their tractor of that beautiful 1456. I got second with the Remedy. Brent drove it in the qualifier. He said he put it in the finals for me so I could drive it. Then I thanked him for that. And then I think Scott Olson got 4th. And then it's the not Overmeyer. Who's the other tractor that came? Overmeyer.
Yep, the bad company, Light Pro.
Lee Overmeyer.
Yeah, Lee Overmeyer.
Because Joe Moore and Lee Overmeyer came up from Michigan, Indiana. So it was good to have them.
Yeah, so we had a couple Region 2, very strong runners.
Well,
Overmeyer's won the Light Pro qualifier.
Yes, they did.
So
they had 366.
Yeah. And
Beaver Hunter Reloaded.
Yep.
Probably the best name in polling.
He says everybody loves a Beaver.
He had a great.
And he needs a new crankshaft. He came up to get his check, and I said, I don't have the checks ready. I'll just mail them to everybody. He says, I need enough for a crankshaft. And I said, Dwayne, I'm not sure if we're going to do that. But he came down from Marshfield.
Did he get 3rd or 4th? He had 5th. A good run. Okay, 5th.
Yeah, he got 3rd in the qualifier.
Okay.
But in the finals, he heard something, he said. So I'm trying to think what else. Mark Thumford with the Addiction truck won the he won the 3-0 qualifier, or won the
No, he won the finals.
Yep, he got 3rd in the qualifier, I believe.
Jason
Hill won the qualifier, our Western Series champ. So we had some good trucks there. Jamie Larster, a 3.6 Pro Stock Charger on it, got 2nd. Got beat by the Badger State champion.
Yep, he was about 7 to 8 feet back.
Hard to beat.
Yes, he is.
He's got a.
But for Jamie to throw that turbo on it and jump on there without the dyno, here we turn the live feed off, so people are they're leaving anyway.
Yeah.
It was good to see that. And then Jeff Golly, the butcher, he won the 485 open stock. Rendell Potrotz won the super stock. And then what other class do we have? Who won the street diesel outlaw, Brandon?
Coleman Mach.
Coleman Mach, yeah. And Travis Strife kept whining and saying that he had spray and nitrous. I'm like, Travis, they
were joking.
I know. Travis was? Travis brought his big Winnie bagel up. He had it parked in the campground. So.
Yeah.
But, dude, you think about that class. I'm so proud of that class because the guys were great. Pete Shibby did an amazing job. 35, and I'm not whining at all. But typically, the most complaining I get are in those classes like your lower, really non-rules classes, if you will. I love having the classes, don't get me wrong, but I had a quick driver's meeting. I pointed at Pete and said, Pete's in charge. Nobody come to me and whine. If you signed up with my wife and Doc's wife, okay, they're going to let everybody sign up, but Pete's in charge. If Pete say he doesn't pull, you don't pull, right? Yeah, so don't come to me.
We only had one truck we DQ'd because of the outrageous front bumper.
Right, so done, right? And nobody came to me, whined to me, nothing like that. It was good to go. And if you want to chat with us online, you can chat with us. You can chat with us on YouTube. You can chat with us at the website as well. And everybody did a good job. And so the winner of that class got a $2,700 fuel pump from Aeromotive, Jared Cox in Lexington, Kansas. And
they probably were the big winners of the night.
Yeah, and I want to thank Jason Hill for lining that up. And then we had lined up a $1,000 purse. Then Worley Custom and Fab came in and brought in $250. Brandon helped us line that up. And then the dyno, Aiden Miller from Hillsboro, they brought in $500. They call it HP Performance and I think Torque and Possibility. They had a great day. They were busy all day long over there, right across the road from the pits, and they gave us $500. So we threw an extra $100. So the winner got $450 cash and a $2,700 pump.
These guys are used to winning $100.
So it was a huge day for these guys.
Yeah. And to pull 35 trucks in a little over an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
We did. Jeff Hell and I went back there and we stuck paper plates to people's windshields.
Yeah, that was
And,
probably the fastest I've seen that big of a
yeah.
class move through.
Yeah,
Because I
that
thought it was going to be at
was,
least 2 hours for
They
them.
did a great job. Nobody pulled out of order. There was no 2-minute spool ups because I say, hey, you don't need a 2-minute spool up for 40 psi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, and Shibby did a great job. What I loved about it was some of these 2.5 guys were telling me that it took them 2 days to tear their truck back down to meet the rules for that class.
Good.
So these guys were out there wrenching on these trucks, and I think that's some of the popularity of the class is that I, working at a butter factory, could buy a used diesel truck and run with these guys.
Well, and as a promoter, guys, and what I'm proud about is what I like about putting our pulls like at Mayhem, guys, and Redneck Rally is I want to have classes for fans. Like I want to have the Light Pros and Limited Pro classes and your 3.6 and your big classes, but I also like to go back to the roots. I like to have a little bit of both. And as of Monday, guys, I only had one sled booked. But the way my phone was ringing,
Yeah.
I called Johnny Peterson, and I do it to Johnny every single fall. And he yelled at me this year. He said, Jason, you got to quit doing this because he cancels his insurance after Monroe every year. And he has a great sled. The Iron Horse is a great sled.
Yeah.
He's like, Jason, stop it. Because my insurance guy yells at me every year because he has to fire his insurance back up just so he can come down to Richmond Center.
Yeah,
So.
of course, shoot out to our super fan Chuck Hobbs.
Chuck Hobbs, guys, see Chuck?
Yep.
Took
I think he had a
took
good
two
run.
fourth places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For getting his mini rod back.
130 garden tractors, the biggest turnout ever for the American
Yeah.
mini pullers. And they all hurt twice. Brandon, you want to talk about your first ever
Yeah,
experience?
it's in my video.
Okay, cool.
What's her name? Duets that took over AMPI.
Yep.
They said if you show up, we'll find you a tractor. So they found me a tractor. Trevor Winchell donated his tractor for me to drive. It was a 25 horse V twin with a little more than 25 horse, 4,250 RPM class. I'm probably going 7-8 mile an hour, but I mean it's riding a bucking Bronco. It's up and down the whole way, and you'll see in my video him going like this. You're telling me just smash the throttle. he's like there's no feather, and he said there's a garden tractor. Just smash it.
This is a good segue into the video, you think, Ryan?
Yeah.
Ryan's kind of the boss, so let's let
Yeah.
him.
I'm kind of the boss? Okay.
You are. You're the professional one out of the group.
I'm the professional? Okay. So you can kind of describe what's going on.
Here's our weekly recap. This is Coleman Machi won the Outlaw Diesel. Our top 3 trucks in Outlaw Diesel were all from different states. He was the winner, taking the crown back to Illinois. He didn't just win, he won by 17 feet. So, yeah. That truck didn't bounce or hop at all down the track. He's got a setup. This is your second place. Ryan, you know Travis a little bit. Travis Street from Iowa. So, first through third went Illinois, Iowa, Wisconsin.
And if you're seeing the light grandstands, all the people in the pits, I bet we had 2,500 people in the pits.
And it was down to probably 45 degrees out by the time they
About 9
hooked.
o'clock.
So
This is me pulling the garden tractor.
Go, Brandon. It's your birthday.
This is my video, so I put myself in
You
it.
got it, dude. You got it.
Carried the front wheels.
Have you ever
little
driven
bit.
a pulling vehicle before ever in your life?
No. I think I took 4th place out of 7. So it wasn't bad. 216 feet. I got a freebie. I actually got to pull twice because the agritronics didn't work the first run.
you must learn from Jason because he liked going to the sidelines
Yeah.
at the
I
end.
did good this year.
No, yeah, you
I did
did.
good at rally. I did bad at
These are highlights from Lisbon, Ohio. My brother's live videos. This is John Humping, the Troublemaker. The most popular Duramax truck we've ever posted on Beer Money. 2 of the videos have over 1 million views. This is with a 2.6 turbo. I wanted you to listen to the sound. And then there was a tractor class and then run what you brung. So they all went back to the pits and swapped to a big ass turbo. I don't know how big.
Just big ass.
Probably 4.1. And you can tell the difference in the sound. Lisbon, Ohio, Night of Mayhem. This is Dan Holnader. Dan has won the points championship for 3 years in a row.
Good on our end, Chuck. Not sure why you lost the feed.
This is an hour later again. He switched to a 4.1 turbo on a 5.9 Cummins. And watch the front end of this truck. If you heard it, that motor exploded out the front end of the motor, which never happens. That was a hubcap cover, but not flying across the track. This is what we call the Flagman Challenge. The modified semis are notorious for making the flagmen run. So the last pole of the year, the Rogers team let the flag guys drive their semi trucks. And they had kind of a grudge match. That's Corey. He's usually the starting flagman out there. This is Mike Gum. He's usually the finished flagman. It's pretty cool to just let somebody hop in your modified semi truck. Yeah, they run automatic. So you just slam on it. This is the Sanders team. Fred Sanders is 70 years old and he's retiring. He has 4 modified semi trucks. So they may be going for sale soon. So if you've got, a $500,000 laying around that you want to get rid of, that's probably for one.
For one? Okay.
One of them has a 19-liter Cummins with 4 turbos in it.
Okay.
It's sad to see. Fred's been pulling modified semis for over 20 years. And older, he's sort of retiring from the sport as far as we know. He only made, I think, 1 pull this year. But when the Sanders team rolled into town, coming to a pull, people would stand by the side of the road because they had 3 semis with 4 pulling semis on them. And it was a convoy pulling through town. And it's quite a sight to see people in Pennsylvania and Ohio know the Sanders team just like they know the Buckeye Bulldog.
So maybe them trucks will be coming to Minnesota. We'll have to get Miles
That
Fane.
seems like where all the semi pulling trucks
Yeah.
go.
I seen my brother when my brother posted that on our page. Somebody tagged Miles Fane in it.
Yeah.
Right
There's a lot.
away.
Just passing
But-
through with classes there now, and the Minnesota Bulldogs.
Yeah, they
there
probably
now.
added 3 or 4 in the
Yeah.
last couple of years of
Yeah.
the ones from the Ohio, Indiana, Pennsylvania area.
Yep.
Yeah, they're all top level trucks. I mean, if you've never heard that 19-liter Cummins truck, I'll have to post a video of it because it's that's 1,300 cubic inches.
The one thing I want to talk about from the rally was, guys, we brought the Legend tractors up from Ohio, and so it's a national tractor pulling Legend series. And if you're a promoter out there, or you're a fan, or you're a puller, bring a couple of these to your pull next year because it's a great way for these guys. So Kevin Dick has been my main contact. I met him at Bowling Green last year, and he has a Spirit of 76. And then Mike Ott came up. He's the big blue shirt. He's ran Bowling Green the last 10 years. He brought his tractor up. He resigned or retired from Bowling Green. I talked to him a little bit up here, and he said he's just tired. Can you imagine
The amount of work that has to go
imagine running Bowling
into
Green?
it probably just starts the day after. You don't even probably get
I said,
rest.
I said to him, listen, what's all the chatter about pull off? He's like, Jason, it's pull off. It's social media. What do you expect they're going to say? But he goes, I plan to resign before it was done. And
Especially an event like that,
Yeah.
and being
He
the
goes,
face
going
of
in-
that event for
he goes,
how long.
going in, I knew on Sunday I was going to let the board know I was done, and he wanted to get through the 50th and make sure things went well, and away he went. So, and he did, and it was an amazing event. And he brought his Bossy Project tractor up here, and they each made 2 exhibition passes. And then Rick Pilgner came up with a City Slicker. Brandon, that's a V12 Allison.
Yeah, it's a V12 Allison.
Triple
and it's-
turbocharged is what I think I heard.
I think
Is that
it's
what Andrew said?
supercharged and turbocharged.
Okay. Chain driven.
And, chain driven, direct drive. There's a big, huge gear the size of the back wheel connected directly to the crank on the motor.
Yep. And then the Terraceland Express is Joel. I can't say his last name. I even wrote the check to him for because he's the one who was responsible. Because he's the one responsible. And they came up for nothing basically, just to cover their. I don't even think I covered their expenses, to be honest. I didn't have enough money in the
I got
budget.
talked to. I don't know. It was Nancy, but I don't remember which wife
Nancy
it was.
Hawk, that's my.
Was it okay? Yeah, she was telling me they stayed in the Dells and they had a great time there.
And I put them up in Honkers, and they had a great night down there Friday night and Saturday night. Mike and Nancy came up early. So,
Okay.
But if you're a promoter and you talk about some history, and they said there was just a steady stream of people all day because in Wisconsin, people had seen them. And is everything okay?
Nope. I was just seeing what Andrew had to say.
They
He,
said,
he knew a lot about
yeah,
them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He said in the City Slicker, his Facebook profile picture right now is a picture of the City Slicker, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've seen the City Slicker pull a few times. They're from Ashtabula, Ohio, 20 miles from where I grew up. You know, so I grew up watching those guys. And there's a bunch of tractors that are sitting in barns in that part of Ohio that we'd love to see come back out. But
Probably the greatest compliment while they were down and Chris Clark was interviewing them, and then afterwards, just hearing them say how great the track was here in Richland Center.
Yeah.
That was probably, something just to hear from them. And
We had a
I think
really-
they kind of surprised them how good it was.
Yeah, we had a good track. I mean, I was really happy with it. It did a nice job,
especially for a full
did, and they added some water to it Saturday morning, and it stayed consistent. And but Slicker a lot to the events.
yeah,
It's called an Elkhorn. My dad pulled really cool, and it was good to
surprised them a little bit, and
Yeah,
they
they
weren't
they're together.
but it was. I mean, it was cool to have it. They can get 3 of them in a 53.
finding them.
See, our connection strength is back.
That's switch back over to YouTube.
It's frozen because my arms aren't crossed.
Oh, yeah. See, it's been.
Is it good on the live? Is it good on the Wirecast?
Yeah, it's good over here.
Is there about a 15-second delay usually?
But yeah, it shouldn't.
It's buffering.
Yeah, it should.
So you're moving now.
Yeah,
Oh,
but it stops
where?
right there.
Oh.
I'm just gonna shut it down and restart it.
It's okay now, Levi said. Yeah, we're moving. So
Well, I mean, it's not green on the live, but
Huh. Let us know if you can hear us again, guys, or see us. I don't know.
yeah, we are currently having some technical difficulties with our.
There's Brandon.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're seeing the.
so
Sorry about that, guys. So, we were talking about the legends a little bit. So, but anyway, I just think as a promoter, I think pulling. We all want as many fans as we can to get there. Is anybody chatting with us all, Ryan? On the
over
chat- on
here,
the chat?
normally we have a few, but
A few chatters. Not many people chatting right now.
no.
It's watching.
But it's working on,
Working on
YouTube,
YouTube.
so
Okay.
thanks to Levi, our pedal pull guy.
Levi is the man. If it's working on YouTube, it should be working on the website then too, right?
yeah, I mean it should. So
It's live action.
yeah.
Cool. So go.
I think we're cool.
All right. So anyway, I just want to really want to promote the legends. Kevin's been great to work
Just,
with. Ryan and Brandon, and just I think if you're a promoter, you can bring them in, and it's a nice side show. I'm not saying you need a full class of them guys, but it's a great way to promote pulling.
Especially if you have multiple sleds like we did, where we can just
Yeah.
kind of break up that sled change.
And he's still here. He says we're doing good. So.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. No, apologize. No, but we just went back green, so it probably just was
Okay,
a delay on YouTube. But we should
Eddie-
be back.
And I want to thank Eddie too. He does, Brandon right here is the guy that does all of our Facebook stuff. Man, when Eddie posts pictures, they're good stuff. So where's Eddie live at, Brandon?
Akron, Ohio.
Akron, Ohio. He does a good job.
Yeah.
For us. So
He,
appreciate all he
I'm
does.
gonna try and get him an actual press pass for OSTPA next
Okay.
year. He's like me. He's been to 25 polls and luckily he has a girlfriend that likes to go with him.
That helps
So-
a lot. Yeah.
That helps you make more pulls. So,
Yep.
so if I can get him an actual press pass where he doesn't have to sit behind some county fair people, they're really,
Yeah, it's always the worst.
really bigger and better things for next year.
Not picking on
you know,
people, but
No, that's
And-
right.
but you can't really video from the stands. It's
Yeah.
it's without picking up weird conversations in the background and
yeah, Saturday.
people stand up to get their nachos or
Saturday,
whatever.
this is our
Right,
last
right as the
poll.
tractor goes down the.
Richard Pruitt is one of our admins on the Beer Money page. He does some good live videos from the stands though, because it's funny listening to some of the stuff he does. Well,
Yeah.
they're from his phone.
The-
I mean, we're
yeah.
not looking for YouTube quality movie HD
No.
stuff. It's good. So one thing I was thinking on the way home is I was like, well, you know, what after Redneck Rally and we start talking about like what we're gonna do for winter pulling and stuff like that. It's like mini rods seem to be kind of the buzz right now. You know, like what. It seems like everybody's building a mini rod on the national level. And
Yeah.
so I texted John real quick. I'm like, John, and then Chris Wegel's working on. I called Wegel from Mountain City, Missouri, because I always announce at the Rumble by the Refuge, and I'm just really excited about Andrew Armstead. He's worked with him at the Pulling Radio Network, and they had their show Sidetracked, and met him at Bowling Green for the first time. Had a blast with him, and just I love his energy. Just loves pulling. He's excited about it, and I think he's getting involved with his own light limited super stock tractor now, and loves all that stuff. And it was fun to bring a new personality to our announcer stand. It's fun to announce your own poll, but you can't because you want to run it.
Yeah.
You can't run it and announce it.
And then, well, everyone has a question for you too.
Right, because, my phone, I'm not even joking, rang 1,000 times.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys go through my log, and I get it, and that's fine because you want to
Yeah.
get it. I missed, like, when Bad to the Bone broke because I had my head stuck up in a monster truck talking to one of the drivers. I'm like, all right after this class, we're going to do racing. This is what I want. Da-da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? This is how we're going to do all this stuff. And he's like, that's going to hurt. He's sitting up there in his Hans device looking straight ahead. And when Scalzo broke his tractor basically in half.
Yeah, it was basically hanging by a couple bolts.
Yeah.
Basically.
But anyway, I just really want to plug Andrew because he's a good announcer, and I think we need. And there's a lot of these veteran announcers out there, but this next generation of announcer, these high energy guys. I liked how Andrew came out of the announcer stand, was walking out on the track, during the monster trucks and talking to the guys and stuff like that. And Ryan, you were a good color guy as well as Nick. And Nick has not done a lot of announcing, but it was good to have you from behind the microphone as well, or from behind the camera.
Yeah, I mean,
the clipboard, you plugged the sponsors, because the sponsors stepped up. We, as an organization, the Four Seasons of Fun, we put up a good purse, but then the sponsors kicked in another $5,000.
yeah, without them, you
And
wouldn't have been able.
I put that on top. I didn't take that away. I put that on top of what we already put up. You know what I mean? So that's what made the payouts even bigger. So that's what made it great. So if anybody's looking for a good announcer, Jason Hill's already hired Andrew for Platte City, Missouri next year. And Clint's already set for Gordyville, but then I'll sneak him up there a little bit for Gordyville. I mean, Andrew keeps very busy in Michigan and Canada and stuff like that. But if you're looking for an announcer, this guy's really, really good. You know what I mean? So I really want to plug that. And John said, so last year the mini rods, we all know that the NTPA has them on the Grand National level. But like I saw Bruce Slaw out there. We know Jim Shandorf has one. We saw Boyd's come out with one. Who else?
Timmermans.
Timmermans have them now. Who else has built them now? It just seems like they're everywhere, guys.
Yeah, I mean,
How many
Leichners have
Kesters
stepped
have
up
now?
with the Bobcat Junior
Yep.
team.
Kesters have 3 now. I'm talking Grand National level.
Yeah.
Guys, the highest level of
Yep.
bowling. Anyways, there's just,
Jerry Thompson from right down in Janesville.
yep, there just seems to be a bunch of them now, guys.
Yeah.
And it's a fun little class. Don't get me wrong. From an
But
economic standpoint,
even the WTPA state level ones, they put on a great show.
and that's the highest level. That's
Well,
the same-
they're one step down
It
in
is?
terms of blower size.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay, so I always thought Tri-County was Tri-County's one step down. Even.
So they're like basically two steps down. Yeah,
Okay.
the state levels they have some restrictions on
blower
size and overdrive limits.
Okay, very good.
But when you see and on a Grand National one, and then you see Stacy Bunsen, they're both so loud that you can't tell the difference.
Exactly from a fan's perspective.
No,
From a
yeah,
fan's
no,
perspective,
Tri-County,
you
they're
can't tell the
open.
difference.
Yep,
So
they're awesome.
I mean, they're gonna know the difference, but like who we had there, or the people that showed up at
That's what
hybrid.
made it fun. Like for the hybrid redneck rally, we had a class. We had mini rods, we had garden tractors, and we had our big sleds. We had a whole bunch of stuff going on, and that's what makes it fun. But John said they're working on a Western Series Champion Series. They're not sure what they're going to do, but the Western Series is a very, very good series that Clint runs on the circuit for PPL. And then I talked to Greg Randall 2 weeks ago. I never realized that the NTPA had a pro series. Did you know that, Ryan?
Yeah, this was their first or second year for pro national purses,
National, yep.
and it's more of to raise that purse level for I think the super stock diesel trucks was one of them.
Yep.
One of the
We
classes.
thought, obviously, you know why I called him 4-1.
Yeah.
in the Midwest. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Because for us, there's Badger State, and then Western Series is really Silver hasn't really. There was only 8 or 9 hooks this year.
Yeah, but not they were down in numbers. I think the schedule was different in
Yep.
terms of the year before, where I think they were at so many different Badger State and Silver Series events with the diesel trucks, and then the 4-1s were able to have.
Like Hillsborough was Silver.
Yep, and Macville,
Was
they had
that
the
was
light,
Badger.
or yeah, well they had
It's only
Champions
Badger.
Tour,
I think so. A
yeah,
couple years ago. I'm trying to remember. Like, we only ran Badger State this year. We didn't go mess around anywhere
Yeah.
else because we just wanted to focus on Badger State. But next year we want to run Silver. But I called Greg Randall from the NTPA. I'm like, hey, I'd really like to run some NTPA next year. And I said, what are the chances of us? Because Region 3 really doesn't have any 4-1 hooks. He said,
no,
"Can you get me
Ridgeland had limited pro stocks. That's at the end of the year, but they did have a limited pro stock for Region 5, I
But there's
believe.
some good running 4-1s in Wisconsin and Iowa.
Yeah, and a lot of them actually came from Minnesota.
Okay.
So, but they don't have very many hooks on the
big
region
one,
side. So
the Hampton Hooker.
Plotzes.
Plotzes. Yep, that's the big one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Jeremy and Jared, they run really good. Had a good talk with them. Scalzo, where are they from? Northern Wisconsin?
Spooner.
Spooner,
Yep.
yep.
So, and they run. Yeah. So they'll.
That's a new one. So.
And of course, the Bausmas.
Yep. This is the first poll they missed all year.
I was gonna
They're
say,
picking
I
close.
mean-
They only farm like a bajillion acres, so I get that there. So that's okay. Talk about Gordyville a little bit, Ryan. Clint said the first round, the cheapest time to get your application is by October 15th. Is the first cut of that. I mean, so you save money by getting them in early. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can pretty much apply almost
Oh,
right
up to the
yeah, you
event,
just
but it's cheaper to
the
get 'em in now.
Yep.
And so what'ssmoking.net is a website for that.
Correct.
That's where you buy all the.
I mean,
videos
yeah,
and
it gives the
things
class
like that.
list, the
Yep.
class rundown. Looking forward to that pro stock. What he's gonna do with the
20.
pro stock class?
Is it $20,000 or $25,000 purse? Is talking.
Somewhere in that range, just for that class
It's
alone,
big.
and the team aspect of it.
Yep.
That's gonna be something new and I think exciting for the fans. He's gonna have that. I believe he's gonna get that diesel truck invite with
Yep.
Jason Hill in charge of that.
Yes.
So-
here's why. If you're wondering why they don't have a lot of diesel trucks at Gordyville, there's no real.
No.
You can't turn them around. And they're just it just doesn't.
The
work.
problem, the first time they had it, and this is 2008. So you got to remember where diesel trucks were in 2008. You got a
They were
200.
driving them to the pole. in
Yeah,
2008.
pretty
They were.
much.
No, they were 5 years ago. Jamie Lars was driving his truck to the pole. And now the guys.
Maybe not 5 years ago, but
That's close.
Yeah.
2008 he was definitely driving and hauling, depending on where. But they were breaking every rear
Was it
axle.
in your Shane
so.
Kellogg interview where he was talking about they don't hit max torque until 220 feet?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so you got 240-foot track with the diesel truck in 2008. Pretty much everyone either broke the front and rear axle, so try moving them in the confined space, maybe at 50 feet across,
Yeah.
100,
There's just not enough room. And another reason you don't see a lot of Elke tractors at Gordyville, you can't handle it in there. That lower
No,
ceiling.
even with, they've added some vents
Yeah.
at the end and the start,
I've
but it's
announced it,
still,
and I can't smell. I hit my head at 99 playing
Yeah.
flag football, and I can't smell, but it just burns your eyes.
yeah, even with the doors open, if they can have it, depending on
The
the
weather outside.
temperature.
I've been in Gordyville where it's been 60, and I've been in Gordyville where it's been minus 30.
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. Yeah, that night, minus
We got
40.
We got somebody
message
comment.
from Kevin Dick.
Hey,
Thanks.
Kevin.
Thanks you all so much for having the Legends up there. It was awesome. I'm on the road driving, working late, as I was goofing off this weekend.
So, no, he said he's a very religious follower of our show, and I'm telling you, that guy's he's a financial advisor. Not everybody that is a farmer that pulls, guys. Do you know what I mean? So, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, Chuck says they're only at 871 blowers for the open
Okay.
Yeah.
for
Chuck
Tri-County.
Chuck's now Master Strike Chuck.
Yeah, he switched. I believe that says like kid's iPad or something.
Okay.
So when his computer doesn't work, he steals his kid's iPad.
Master Strike Chuck.
I have if anybody ever normally I'm super friendly at a poll, but if you ever come to our event, I don't have time to talk, and I want to apologize to people. I'm not being. I just don't have time. I don't have.
Well, you
more than-
switch from just the puller to promoter,
Yeah, we wanna
and
keep everything going. So, but I think this, honestly, as a promoter, this was our most well-run poll ever. From announcing just to well-run to the track.
and it
crew.
was like just after 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I was happy.
That was probably this.
We had 100. I think I did the math. We had 183 big hooks to the sled. We had 2 semis show up, made exhibition. Gary Chevrink brought a super farm down. Mark Hawthorne was testing those new tires. What's those tires called?
Mitas.
Nope.
No, they had different
Not
ones.
Mita, the Mitas are only 30.5s. It's a company that just got bought out by that company out of Nebraska. Shoot. Gallitz has a set of them, and so does Wagler. I can't believe I can't think of it.
I don't know about the
Stupid of me.
different ones.
I can't believe I can't.
So they're making the 24.5s
Yeah,
then?
I can't believe I can't think of it. It's dumb.
Shout out to Jason
Gaffney
Kleppe for
would know.
making a hell of
Jason-
a run down
Yeah.
the track.
Jeez, that's his new chassis. He said, "Yeah,
Yeah.
you can tell I got a lighter chassis."
Yeah.
From it. He stood it straight up.
See the picture I posted
Yep.
of him?
He said you finally made
So-
got a cool picture of him.
Yeah.
It's just fun. to
Andrew
have-
says HP.
That's not it. I'll know it. I'll know it when I hear it. I'm trying to think of the name. I think it starts with a B. I think it starts with a B. I think it starts with a B.
We gotta pick a little bit on you, Chuck.
Daphne would know. I know he doesn't watch the show because he's painting cars right now. So, dang it. What is it? The guy just sold it to somebody in Nebraska. Oh shoot! I'm looking on the wall. Gallus has a set of them, and so does Justin Wagler on the Real Deer. There's not a bunch of them. Randy Brew has a set on his Pro Stock.
Yeah, I guess I didn't pay much attention to the to the tires
Yeah,
when
no,
they were going off the
But he was
track.
testing. Robbie was going to show up with Pro Stock and test a couple sets, but he didn't.
Sure.
Who else do we have for test hooks? Crazy Kenworth had a new head.
Yep.
He
So
made
he brought
passes.
two passes.
Um,
Hawthorne made 2 passes.
I'm trying to think of everything.
We had the Super Farm of
Yeah,
Shavink.
Shavinks. I didn't know. I didn't know they had a Super Farm. Oh, Hawthorne's texting me right now. He'll tell me.
Yeah. Drum roll, please.
Okay, and the tires are. Wait for it.
This could have been a
Wait
trivia
for it.
question.
Wait for it. Pro Pullers.
Andrew says I
Parks. I bet. No, Parks tires. Yep, that's what they are.
need Parks tires.
Parks. Yep.
Andrew says he needs more beer before he can
Pro
think.
Pullers. Pro Puller. That's the name.
Pro
of it.
Pullers, okay.
That's what Hawthorne. He's the tire guy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, they're gonna, yeah.
So it's all good. So
So they're gonna be able to sell them to their.
Yeah, Mark was testing them. The thing about Hawthorne, when you buy your tires, you want to buy them from a puller. And Hawthorne doesn't lie to you. If it doesn't work, he won't sell them.
Yeah.
That's what's good about it. You know what I mean? It's like he tells you the truth. And him and Brent talk all the time. So I like that a lot. And he doesn't just talk to Brent. He talks to
Are
all
they
of his
going to just
customers.
do 24.5s or are they going to do the 30s too?
I
Do you
don't
know? Oh, you don't
Really,
know.
I don't know. That's a smart question. I just pay for them.
Yeah.
So that's all I do.
Obviously, I'm sure a lot of people are looking for a difference between them because
Yeah.
the Mitas were only going to do 30s, right?
Hertz run on the Mitas. Because
Yeah.
Jeff Miller is my contact there. I got to know him.
There's
through
only
Iowa.
a select right now until whenever because I know Schramix has Mitas too.
Schramek has Mitas. They got to win on those. Right before Bowling Green, before they smoke the whole stinking deal. The old Parks tires, they're now called Pro Pullers, is what Mark just told me by text message. So that's all good. So as we look into winter, guys, we're going to want to be focused on the winter pulls. If anybody wants to shoot us a message to the page right now, what October polls are coming up yet that we need to be promoting? Brandon, can you think of anything?
North Carolina State Fair if they're not underwater.
Okay.
That's
Yeah, I
the
don't
big
know
one
if-
this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hard going to
We've
say.
got
I don't know where
20
they're.
request messages. Are we coming to North Carolina State Fair? No, we are not.
No,
We would
Brent
love to,
Brent was going to paint a car tonight, and he was going to winterize both tractors tonight and put him away
Yep.
until Gordyville. So, Dad's tractor and the Remedy.
And like I said earlier, Mark Tofford, he's going to make the trip down to Georgia for
Yeah, and he's
the.
trying to talk Jason Hill into that because I talked to Hill. I had a 2-hour drive up to Marshfield back and forth, so I made a lot of phone calls. I called Waggle from Mountain City, started talking to him about that poll next year, the Rumble by the Refuge.
I believe that's November 5th.
Is
Is
it
down in
in
Georgia,
Georgia?
I believe.
You know what I mean? So polling's starting to be all year round now.
And of
we
course,
got-
Brian Lively would be a good one for that because he goes on to
Yeah.
Florida down November, December for that big.
I tried to get him to come up to the Redneck Rally. I sent him a couple messages on Facebook.
He
but
probably went down to that either that KTPA
Yeah,
poll
KTP.
with
Eric,
that.
Eric Pruitt was at that one.
Yeah.
Spiegelbergs were down in Kentucky
Did
this
well.
weekend.
The shootout was very popular. We're going to continue to do those in May and October. So next year, Churn Dirt's going to be a Saturday only. Definitely going to move the date, guys. I want to get off of Platte City. I want to get away from Mazomanie. I want to get away from Monroe, the fair pole.
Yeah.
I want to get away from that big swing.
Yeah.
I really
And then,
want to. I really want to swing it
pretty
into
much
June.
the national
Yep.
circuit. I mean, there's probably like 10 or 15 polls that weekend, the end of July.
I want to swing it into June. I like the Redneck Rally time frame. I know from a farming standpoint it messes with that. I like being a couple weeks after Mark's poll and the Greene County Fall Nationals. I like being after all the points polls because then you get the last hurrah up here in the Midwest,
Yeah.
upper Midwest.
It's like my video of the guys switching turbos in the
Yeah.
pits because they wanted to pull another time.
Yep.
Yeah.
But for July, I've talked to Gaffney, I've talked to Lars. They don't, I talked to Doc, I've talked to Cos. They don't care if we switch the date around on that. I kind of want to swing it into June a little bit. Maybe try to go before Toma, but then you run to Macville a little bit,
Yeah.
but then you run into
That-
Sauk.
Yeah, because then the weekend after is normally 4th of July.
Yeah, and then
somewhere in that.
so-
I mean, there's it's kind of an opening, but it's hard. 4th of July is a hard weekend to put on a pole.
Waupun, is that easy around that
Yeah,
weekend?
the Waupun Super Pole.
Did you
They
go
have
to Waupun?
their.
What was the crowd
yeah.
like in Waupun?
Let's see, they have a festival going on
Okay.
too.
Yeah, it was a packed crowd up there.
Okay.
And they
It
have
was-
Friday night polling and Saturday.
And when they did their version of Outlaw Diesel afterwards, they got pretty wild. They were pretty drunk by then.
Yeah, it was.
We are going to bring truck and car drags back next year. They're going to be across the road with a snowmobile, a truck drag jar. Or
Yeah.
snowmobiles and ATV drags.
More
Got a lot of
room,
requests for those. We
so.
just can't do them on the pulling track anymore. It has nothing to do with the mini rod flipping. It's the white truck that went through that fence. That's why we don't do them anymore on the pulling track. I mean, I read all
Yeah.
that stuff. And, a lot of people are like, why didn't you have Dan's Diesel Performance dyno back at Redneck Rally? Dan did not pay us at Motorsports Mayhem. Dan had been a great sponsor at every event, every single event. I called him Friday. He called me 2 weeks ago and said, hey, why didn't you have, 2 weeks before, he's like, why aren't you having us back? And I'm like, hey, you did not pay us at Motorsports Mayhem. And we never, ever took that money and pocketed it. We always paid it back to the pullers. And I put him in a different spot because I didn't want all those stock pickups in the pits because we run out of room.
Yeah.
And he said, you didn't come find me. And I said, listen, but you didn't come find me either because I'm busy. And he agreed with me on that. But we went from May until September, and no money ever changed hands. So I'm like, listen, I'm not going to seek you out. So I went and found, I met Aiden Miller at Poland for Preston. Very impressed with him. Liked his dyno. He did a good job. And I approached him, and then I heard all these rumors that Dan was going to do all this other stuff. And I called Dan right away Friday, the day before our event, and I said, Dan, don't pull anything sneaky. You're a for-profit business. We're a non-profit charity. Don't be trying anything. Okay? So, and Aiden was busy all day long. Walked over with $500 cash, handed it to me. I put an extra $100 in each of those top 5 spots of that diesel truck class. So Aiden Miller, very impressed with that young man.
The Outlaw Diesel guys like him too.
Yeah.
That was the talk among.
And I get that.
over
That
there,
Dan has
so.
has a good following. His wife's from Richland Center. I get it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that do business with them with their diesel trucks.
Dan has a good business, but you know what? I'm going to roll with Aiden. He did a good job. And Dan tried setting his dyno up in the county industrial park. You got to be insured by the county. You got to list the county as a thing. He was going to be sneaky and roll behind my back for a nonprofit. It's one thing if you own a restaurant in town or a bar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But to set up a mobile dyno a half a mile up the road from a charity event, that's not cool. And I'm not going to roll like that. So, and I'm not going to post something on Facebook and use the F word like he did. He deleted the post, but I have plenty of text messages, pictures of it. It's gone now. But I'm going to take the high road because we're a charity event. We do this for the kids. We give $50,000 a year back to the community for this event, and that's all I'm going to say about it. And I'm going to roll with Aiden Miller because the guy's a good dude, and he was busy all day long, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So, and that's the last I'm going to say about it.
Yeah, if you come to one of our events, you don't have to worry about standing in one spot for 8 hours. There's so much going on. I never made it outside of the pulling track.
Speaking to the monster truck guys, they were just amazed on how much stuff we had going on for the small town event.
Yeah.
I mean, they were just in awe too. It was when I got a chance to talk to them.
I am disappointed in our crowd for the grandstands. The pulling side was jammed like it always is, but we did not fill the grandstands like I thought we would.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know if the flooding 10 days ago, because that would hurt us. Because guys, my phone, I've never had my phone ring like this ever. I'm not going to lie to you. Because Richland Center made Good Morning America 10 days ago, guys. It really did. There was pictures of Richland Center, Wisconsin flooded. And the fairgrounds was flooded 10 days ago, before our event. There was
we were flooded twice. Really,
there was
actually,
water up to the grandstands.
Yeah, we were flooded twice in 4 weeks.
Yeah. So
And,
I don't know what to say.
I mean, in a big farming community, I mean,
Yep.
there was probably a lot of people out in the
So our
fields
attendance
too.
was down. It wasn't down a lot, but it was noticeably down in the grandstands. I mean, we all
But,
saw it.
yeah, in the grandstands.
I wish
Is it hard to
our
judge?
photographers would, Brandon. I wish they
Yeah.
would shoot the pits and see the big because there was
I
2,000
think Dan
people on the
did.
pit side.
Dan has a special lens. He
Dan,
was Sherville.
Oh yeah, he did. What
Yeah.
is that circle thing he does?
That's a 360 camera.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
goofy, but it's cool.
Yeah.
It's goofy cool.
Yeah, well, once you switch the track over, I moved over to the other side because it's hard to. Well, you had the mini rods on the pit side anyway, so
So we ended up running 3 tracks at one time. Did you guys catch that?
yeah.
I know.
Against-
I know
So you had the mini-
everybody's-
you had
that hurts
the-
me doing video because I always had a scraper tractor in my way. No
I
matter
hate,
what
I hate
direction
it.
I
I hate
pointed.
running 3 tracks, but I went to Bob Clary, who's one of the guys who runs AMPI, and I said,
Yeah.
dude, what is going on? You're normally done in 3 hours. Jason, we had 130 guard tracks
Yeah.
today. I said, what? And he goes, I go, where are you at? He goes, oh, we're about halfway done. I said, halfway done of what? The first time around. I'm like, what? I was like, So I went and grabbed John Stanley, who runs the president of the Tri-County
Yeah.
Rods. I'm like, all right, John, we're going to have to open up the third track. And then Billy Slater, him and Brent and Keller run the track crew, and they're like, Schultz, we're going to kill you. Yeah, they do this to us every single year. So,
Yeah, Chuck says he lost about 25 pounds just walking around the fairgrounds. So there's a positive.
hey,
so
weight loss program.
yeah,
10 blocks weight loss
Yeah.
program. So,
Yeah, I never got to get over to the mud bogs, anything, but you could hear him.
yeah, 1.7
Yeah.
seconds was the fastest. We had the farthest mud racer was from Virginia. Came
yeah. I
over.
know every year you get someone from
That race, kind of like, that's why Mark will get like Jeff Hurt and some of the big racers or the pullers that will come up for
Yep.
the unlimited super stock class because the point races are done and stuff like that. We get those big mud draggers from New York. Carr was talking about coming from New York too, and honestly, he might have came. I don't know because I didn't get over there either. I didn't leave
Yeah.
the pole once we started to sign up. And I want a big shout out to Matt Ingham from Wisconsin Polling Promoters. He's a huge help.
He
stays in
must
that
have been in
brown shed all day.
that brown shed all day. Yeah,
He's a stud. He's a stud. He's as important as Brandon is, as important as you are, Ryan, because my wife's in there and
Registering
Doc's wife's in
and-
there all day. And so we use Google Documents now. Genuine Telecom put wireless Wi-Fi in at the fairgrounds.
Yep.
And our ultimate goal is once we had a terrible year profit-wise for the events because Churn and Dirt kicked our ass. We lost a ton of money with the rain. We guaranteed that carnival money. And it was a bad year on the profit side of things for us.
a lot of things at the Richland County Fairgrounds was
not a good
was
year.
no.
So once we get things kind of built back up a little bit in the coffers, we're gonna try to put a good Wi-Fi in the fairgrounds for people, and then maybe either try to charge $295 an event for people or something like that to try to pay for it because it's gonna
Yep.
cost $5,000
Yeah.
to put the good Wi-Fi in. But I'd like to be able to do the live streams like we tried to do, Ryan, at Mayhem and
Damon.
stuff like that.
Damon says he never got his cold beer from you.
He really didn't do anything all day. Tell him he can hear me. Well, Jason Hill's calling. We should plug him in and let him talk.
Yeah.
A little bit. Let's do that. Hey, do you want to be on the show, Hill? Can we plug you in? All right. Yep. Hold on. We're gonna plug you in. Okay. We're live right now. Hold on a second. You want to interview him, Ryan?
Sure.
You got the headphones. We're going to get Jason Hill, the Western Series points champion with his 3.0 diesel truck. Ryan's going to interview him. And while we wrap up the show, we're just kind of babbling anyway.
You could probably just chime in whenever
Yeah, go ahead. You know what to do.
Okay, joining us now, Jason Hill from Platte City, Missouri. Jason, how'd you enjoy your time up here in Richland Center?
It was a good time. We're looking forward to next year. If Schultz will have us back up there.
Oh, I think he'll want to have you back up. He says if you want to have him back up.
You stayed at my house.
He said you're taking his house.
Yeah, I think Schultz kicked his own kids out of his house to have me stay there.
That wouldn't surprise me much.
Yeah.
But what'd you think of the Richland Center track up there compared to what you guys run on the Western Series?
Oh, you guys had a real good track. It's not as comparable to ours. You guys, Jason, I think, said he had a rodeo, but it was a very good track. It took some power there at the end. Starting line was a little loose. It was actually a deceiving track.
Yeah, that's pretty typical of Richland Center. The starting line, once if he can get out of there, and then it's a power track at the end. And he said that you threw your kids out.
I did. I had to. We had to do that. It's all good.
You had to throw your own kids out for him.
It's all right.
I don't think I've ever stayed at a house and I get up 8 o'clock in the morning and his wife comes walking down the hallway and says, "The house is yours. Do whatever you want." I thought, well, this could get real ugly real quick.
Well, you should just took it for word.
What's that?
You should just took her for word.
Yeah. He wouldn't have had a house standing.
He said if he would took your wife literally, he wouldn't have a house standing.
What she said, Saturday morning she said, just do what you want.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. I was trying to be nice to him.
We
He
had
was
a really
guest,
good
he
time.
was a good
It was
caller. Western
it was
Series
about a
champion
7.5
staying at my house. I was trying to give him all the hospitality.
See, he likes talking over you too.
Oh, okay, I can't hear him. That's why.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it was about a 7.5 hour, 8 hour drive for us, but we had a great time. It's nice to go someplace else and you can see how to improve your pole. How Jason and I talked a little bit on how to improve his pole and some stuff for next year, but we're all looking forward to next year. I think I even got Weigel. I just got off the phone with him. I think I've got him conned into coming up with us next year. bring the Jolly Green Giant.
Yeah, I mean, of course, and thanks for adding on to our purse for the 3.0 diesel truck class. I want to thank you guys for that, and of course, making the trip up, and always a great time to see top-level diesel trucks here at Richland Center, and especially as congratulations on your points championship with the Western Series as well.
Yeah, thank you guys very much. It was a long season for us, but glad we pulled it out.
Yeah, I know it's probably been a tough one with weather-wise too down there in the Missouri and Iowa area and Kansas and your neck
Yeah,
of
we had
woods.
a couple rain outs. I mean, Wheatland got rained out. That would have been a good pull. We'd have liked to pull down there at Lucas
Yep.
Oil. And Independence, Iowa. I mean, those are both good polls. We'd have liked to have been at, but Mother Nature didn't cooperate.
Yeah, it was a tough season for Poland, but yeah, especially that would have been the first year for you guys to have been able to pull at Wheatland too.
Yes, it was. Yeah, we was going to pull, I think, basically a full Western Series show Friday night. 3 inches of rain later, they canceled us.
Yeah. And of course, tough break for the guys that headed out to North Carolina as
Did
well.
they get any pull?
No, I think they canceled the whole entire show. Is that correct? Out there north there for Rudy's?
Yeah, they canceled the entire show at Rudy's.
Yeah, I don't know how much rain they eventually actually got from the hurricane.
I have
But,
friends in that area, and they're completely flooded.
Yeah, North Carolina, I believe, is under a state of emergency now too. So, any words for Jason Hill?
Hill, thanks for coming up, buddy. You're a good dude, and I appreciate our friendship and your sponsorship. And I really think he gave us a lot of good ideas on how to make the event better. And like I said, I really appreciate the friendship, and I just really love the pulling community. And it was just an honor to have. We had pullers. I think we figured out from 15 different states. I think Andrew did all the math on that, and when he was announcing, and just
Go 5 alone in the tractor classes for the
just kind of gives you goosebumps that you're helping put on an event like that with all that many people there. It makes you feel good on the inside.
especially for a town of 5,000. So.
Exactly. It makes you when you double your population of your town that day, it makes you feel good.
Yeah, it was a real good pull. There was a lot of stuff to see. I mean, my uncle and my brother both my uncles come up, and I think they spent most of the day walking around, watching the marathon, the drag races, the snowmobiles. They was impressed. It was a good time.
Yeah, you pretty much got to see a little bit of everything if you wanted, between the monster trucks and the mud bog, and if they went over to the grass drags over there across the street, pretty much could get your fill of anything you wanted instead of just all-day pulling.
Yeah, our county fair, we have demolition derby, marathon, but we're all spaced out different nights, truck and tractor pull. And at, Richland Center, it's a one-day show, come all, see y'all, and, I mean, it's a lot to take in one day.
Yeah, it's quite, I think a lot of the adjectives is just...
Organized chaos.
Yeah, organized chaos a lot from the monster truck guys as well.
That's what Andrew and Nick called it.
Yes.
Well, I thought Schultz was high strung. You haven't seen anything till you've seen the day of Richland Center. He's worse than a chicken with his head cut off.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to describe it. And you should really see him in July for Churn Dirt.
Well, I'm hoping he's down here in July
Yeah.
for, our 17 Western Series event.
Yeah, he was talking earlier that we're going to be looking at a different date for our summer events.
Well, we're doing that because of him.
Yep. So let's look at there just for you.
Perfect. That'd be great.
No, yeah, it's always good to be able to support different organizations, and that's what's great about the polling community. And we have a couple of those polls up here. A couple weeks earlier, we had our finale for the Badger State Series, but we got some of the PPL guys, Jeff Hurt coming up, and we always just love seeing different pollers and people that don't get to see polling too often. When they get to see the top level competition like you guys, when you come to Richland Center, it's always just a great treat.
Yes, it was. It was a good show. I mean, we can't say enough about it. It was great, and we want to thank you guys for having us up, and Jason, your hospitality for letting us stay there. So, and the steaks at 11 o'clock at night. So
He says thanks for the steaks at 11 o'clock at night.
He was hungry. He started whining at 6 o'clock. He was hungry, skinny little bastard.
Yeah, I think he cooked, I don't know, 6 or 7 pounds of ribeyes, and then we had 3 pizzas or 4 pizzas.
Could you imagine if you ran a bed and breakfast?
I could.
Yeah.
I got up early though.
Yeah.
He overslept Saturday morning. Tell him.
Yeah, it was a good time. We had a great time.
Anything else you want to say to Jason?
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate our friendship.
Yes.
I guess
See you
it's
guys.
Jason.
Have a good night.
Jason Hill,
Thanks for calling in. That's Jason Hill, Platte City, Missouri.
Western Series
Western
champion.
Series 3.0 diesel truck champion. Again, thanks for his sponsorship of the Hybrid Redneck Rally. The $1,000 that he had to the.
Yes, he did. Between Hill Brother Construction and okay, so he got the O'Brien Diesel sponsorship because he made his engine builder kick in, and then Hill Brothers Construction, and then Hill Brothers Trucking.
Yes.
And then he also got the Aeromotive fuel pump sponsorship. So he was responsible for close to $5,000 worth of.
Yeah, he said he's going to
activity.
try He says he's got Waggle Hook to come up with his
Yeah.
Jolly Green Giant.
Yeah,
so.
I called Wiggle Night and said, "Where were you, you big turd?" So.
Oh, they're
it's all
crazy
good.
every time I get to see them.
No, they're awesome.
With Clint and stuff. So
We're trying to think here. So Andrew Armstead said first NATPA indoor hook is this weekend in Corona, Michigan. National Antique Tractor Pulling
Yep.
Association. Okay.
I believe it's indoors. I could be wrong. He was talking about it a little bit early on Saturday.
Okay. And Drew also said that Burge is on Metis too. So Lock and Loaded is on Metis too. The 2015 Grand National NTPA
Now,
champion.
were they looking at possibly doing a mini too?
I don't know. I haven't seen that post yet, but they might be. They're
Yeah,
crazy
they
enough
were
to
the
do it.
first ones, I believe, on Mitas.
Okay, they were.
I
Okay.
believe they were the first ones. I
Andrew
could be
really.
wrong.
Andrew is the Michigan goddess.
Yeah.
Like that NTPA region, he knows everything.
Yes.
I mean, he's the man on
Yeah,
that.
he said
so.
there'll be like 130, 150 antique tractors there
Okay.
or something, and then they'll all look like 3 or 4 times.
I know Drew's doing something this weekend because he's like that guy didn't stop talking from 11 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. and then Nick did a good job on all that. So I'm not sure what's going on all there. So
I guess Burge was the second.
second one, okay.
Second one.
Cool.
I know he was up there in terms of getting that first set. So
Yeah, again, want to thank Brandon for all he does on the Facebook page. Keep sending us your pictures and videos. If you have any pictures and videos of the weekend, watch that. Keep subscribing to us on YouTube. I try to take a video of a day from Brandon and post it up on our YouTube page. I really like Brandon's recaps he does every week. Those are great. Nick's going to help me finally get the swipe our audio from our show so we can get up on
Sure.
on iTunes.
Yep.
Now that the rally's done,
yeah, we're gonna
Ryan,
have
I
a
got
lot
time
more,
to do it, to
yeah.
do this, and get Chris involved in all this, and just really want to thank all of our fans because we do have a lot of fans that follow us, and I appreciate their support.
Thanks, Brock.
Yeah, your brother Brandon has done an amazing job. His live feeds are by far the biggest boost to our page, and when you got guys in Missouri watching pulling, in Ohio, and where was he at? Was that Ohio this weekend?
Yeah, Lisbon, Ohio.
I mean, I guess at the end of the day, that's what it's about. I mean, is they see it on the Facebook page, and then they want to see it in person. And so for your promoters that are listening to this, get it out there. You know what I mean? It's more than just putting a poster in your local gas station, guys. Get it on TV. Get it. If you want to know how to promote a pull, Miles Krieger's working on something at Louisville. He's going to have something going on, and I know Matt Ingham wants to do something for Wisconsin. Anna Thomas working on something for what's her association called, Brandon?
Midwest. Yep.
Midwest Truck and
Truck
Tractor
and
Pullers?
Tractor, yep.
Yeah.
Anna Thomas?
Yeah, we're having a meeting in November.
Okay.
Trying to get all the pulling organizations in one room
Okay.
together.
And I know Matt wants to do something as well, like a newsletter. Miles Krieger's working on something for Louisville. I know I'm speaking at that as a promoter on the promoter side of it. The biggest thing is you just do everything you can. You just sell yourself. Go.
I mean, just look at all just the free social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, the big ones. You can do Pinterest if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
91% of people that log on to Beer Money are on their phone.
Mm-hmm.
And it tells us that. Facebook tells us everything we'd ever want to dream of about the people who look at our page.
Yeah.
So it's social media. It's the biggest thing.
I met Brandon 2 years ago now, and when he started, the page had 330,000 likes. And it had kind of, I'm not saying leveled out. We were, about 1,000 likes a week, and then since he came on board, it's taken off again. And he brought in that whole eastern seaboard of fans, and it really took off again. And he brought in a whole nother fans, and they're really the western part of the United States. There just isn't a lot of pulling out there. I mean, I don't know what else to say. That would be the next.
I mean,
I guess
and they're limited on
that would be the
pulling
next
vehicles. Yeah.
reservoir for us to go.
You've
But
got
there's
United,
nothing there.
You've got United Pullers that covers Utah, southern Montana,
Yeah.
that area. But
And then
they
just
only
little
they only have 4 or 5
pockets.
trucks
Yep.
in each class.
Yeah.
And they're driving 800 miles.
Yeah. Oh, they do. No, guys, I'm telling you. So when I went out with Live a Little Productions, stock trucks from Arizona drove all the way to Wyoming to pull a stock truck
Yeah.
with a license plate on it.
Yeah.
And I went, wow. I'm not even. And the guy
Well,
was
that's their only option.
No.
That's their only option.
And
so.
and Skyler and the guys and Kenny, they're paying $500 to these stock classes, and it was amazing. So it's all good. And Illinois
Brad's
State loved this live
out
feed
there.
I did.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
cool.
Chuck.
That's
so,
Chuck.
yeah,
Master
Chuck.
Strike.
Yeah.
What, Chuck? You didn't wait. Your wife took your iPad or what, Chuck?
Yeah.
What's
So
going on?
he must have switched back to the computer. Now he's back on the. So.
But Ryan, Brandon, you guys have been great during football season, and you guys continue to be great. I want to be back, obviously, and help out with the show.
I have so many ideas of things I would love to do next. I have so many ideas of things I would love to do next year. Get more places, go more places, meet more people. And that's why we're looking for a sponsorship.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we're gonna solicit sponsors for the show, but it's not for us to make any money. It's for us to get some equipment, for us to do more things. We're not going to put it in our pocket.
Yeah, I gas money.
Yep.
'Cause
Buy some photos from you.
Yeah,
You know, you put up how many on Zenfolio?
about 4,000.
About 4,000. That's
Yeah.
not bad.
Yeah. So, if you go to it's bmpt.zenfolio.com. Use your computer because it is not their site is not set up for mobile phones, and it's the largest photography site in the world, and I'm not sure why. Otherwise, you have to swipe left through all 350 photos in an album. So get on a computer, check out the photos. I priced them very, very cheaply so that anyone could afford to have a 8x12 of Jeff Hurd on their wall. So,
Cool videos.
Yeah, and of course, we just want to thank all the sponsors that showed up again. The Vitesniks for giving away that ATV.
That was cool. That was a $3,000 ATV.
Did
I don't-
anyone claim that red bike?
I don't know.
Chris brought it to the brown shed. So
Hey, let's show a quick video of my son. If there's any
Sure.
soccer recruiters, my son's going to play college soccer. He made the Olympic development program. Can you bring that up, Brad's highlight? He's a pretty good goalie. Let's just show off my kid a little bit.
yeah.
What the heck, why not? He's pretty proud of this.
what
video,
folder
so-
was that in? Oh, right.
Riley's high. You're working on a video, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
He had
I'm
a
just
college
about
visit.
done.
He's a junior. He had a college visit last week, so he was bored one night last week.
So this is his video. So
this is
we'll play
what
now.
he's just one of the ones he started
Yep.
on.
Yep.
He just did this with, I think. I was just wondering what that did.
Yeah.
Cool. Everybody have a good night. Thanks for watching. Let's Go Prilling. Ryan Zolik, Brandon Johnson. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate all your support at the Redneck Rally this weekend. Keep sending your stuff to the Facebook page. I mean, that's our action spot.
Yeah, I don't have enough to last the whole winter, so
keep doing it.
So send us some stuff. We're pretty thin. I think we only got 1 or 2 videos sent to us this week. So clear out your cell phones. Send them to us.
There's people got stuff on there.
Yeah, I haven't
They'll-
even
yeah,
started on the
they're-
videos of all.
Send
I
them.
did, so.
We'll put them out there forever in cyberspace, and your phone
Forever.
won't get clogged up. So.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.